Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're going to be covering 5 data packs for Minecraft 1.20. Just like I said before the end of last year, I am going to be changing things up this year. This year, I'm going to be posting this series once a week. Every week will be week 1 to week 52 for every week of the year. And at the top of the screen, you can also see a bit more details about the data packs we are covering, and it will change for every data pack we do cover. Things you can see at the top of the screen is like the version, Minecraft version, also the mod name, and then also who created the data pack. Now, as for downloading them, they will all be linked in the description in the order I showcase them. So let's jump straight to the first one. These ones are going to be a little bit smaller, just to start off this new kind of series. So the first one has something to do with things like stews and also bottles. So things like potions or honey bottles. When you drink these in vanilla Minecraft, they don't stack up. So the bowls that are left over, or the bottles that are left over, they stay within the slot that you eat them from. So if I was to eat this one, this slot would then turn into a bowl. And if I was to eat this one, this slot would also turn into a bowl. What this data pack does is it groups them together. This is really good for PvP because then your inventory clears up a lot quicker. So you can shift click things from above down a lot quicker as well. So if I show you how this works, if we drink this fire resistance, you'll see that this slot gets to a glass bottle. If we then drink the leaping, it groups the two glass bottles together. And if we then drink this fire resistance, it'll group that one up with them as well. So let's try it with these. If we eat this one, you'll see that when we eat them all, they will all slowly group up together, meaning our inventory is no longer cluttered. And then with this spare inventory space, we can then shift click these down and move them up. And it does also work the other way around. So if I now eat this one, it will go within the stack within our inventory. It can also be used to clear up your hotbar quicker by having some empty glass bottles or bowls within your inventory. And that's basically all this one does. It's a very small one, but I think it is definitely useful, especially if you have or own a PvP server where you want players to be able to move items a lot quicker. Now the next one is once again quite small. But this one I think is really good because a lot of the data packs out there that add player heads to the game require you to kill the player to obtain them. So for example, the one on Vanilla Tweaks require you to kill the player you want the head from. Well, this one does it a bit differently. If we grab a totem of undying and a pumpkin and then a crafting table, and then we throw these in like so. It is shapeless, so you can put it in any order. As long as there is a totem and a carved pumpkin, it will work. And then the knowledge book, once that is taken into your hotbar, it will turn into a player head of the player who crafted it. Now, the only downside to this is it does require totems of undying, but if you have a good enough raid farm, then they're not really that hard to obtain. And carved pumpkins aren't hard to obtain anyway, because you can farm them with some AFK farming machines, or just have a big massive area where they're growing. But this is also good for hardcore servers, where you don't want players to die, because there is no death required to get the head, but you can still obtain them in survival mode. And for anyone wondering, if you place them down and pick them up in survival mode, they do still keep the player data where the player head doesn't change. The third data pack we are going to cover is one to do with villagers, and this one is quite a good one, although it could be considered quite overpowered. If we quickly just make a little hole here to spawn a villager inside of. So this data pack does it so villagers always restock. Normal Minecraft villagers only restock twice per every Minecraft day. Well, this one removes that limit and makes it so they restock unlimited amount of times. I have no clue if they can restock at night times. That isn't something that I've tested. So that is now locked up. You will see that it has now unlocked itself. If we then do the trade again, let's just grab a few stacks of emeralds so we don't run out. There we go. It's locked up a second time. So if we give it a second, it should then unlock itself if we give it enough time. There we go. No, it's still not done it. It just takes a little bit of time for the villager to work at the workstation. And it should be, is it because it's too busy looking at me? That could be why. And if I quickly just go our way, there we go. It's worked. And you'll see that it's now unlocked. It does increase in price though, so that is one downside. But if you have Hero the Village or if you have cured them, then you will have some special trades. So if we do this one final time, just to show that again, it is now locked up. And it should unlock itself for the third time in the same Minecraft day. We just need to give it a bit of time to then work at the workstation. There we go. and it is unlocked for the 3rd time. So I think this data pack is really good, although it's like OG villagers where you didn't have to wait for them to work, but it could be considered overpowered, especially for certain resources that are harder to farm. And this works with any villager profession, not just the librarian. You can use it to get diamond armor, iron trade, or even sticks. This next data pack is one of my favorites. It makes it so creepers are a little bit less OP. Now, they still blow up, but if they blow up something, let's just use this as an example, you'll see that they do blow up the area, but after a few seconds, the damage is undone. So it's good for servers where you don't want creepers to grief at certain builds, and I think it's so cool because it works with even blocks that have custom states like slabs, stairs, torches. If we was to blow this area up, you'll see that it instantly refills itself. And if we was to head down here, for example, where there are a load of leaves and also the flowers will also be placed back exactly how they were. If we quickly just let it do that, there we go. And I think this is just such a cool data pack. And also another good thing about it, if, for example, you was to blow up an area and then you was to fall within the creeper hole. So let's blow this creeper up and then we was to stand right here. We wouldn't get filled in. The blocks drop on the ground for us to then place down afterwards. So it doesn't kill you or suffocate you or delete blocks. The blocks are still placed down, they're just dropped in the inventory so you don't suffocate and die. But the best thing about this data pack is it's not just for creepers, it is also for TNT. So if you was to have this on your world, players wouldn't be able to grief. If we blow up these leaves, for example, that's a creeper that I was meant to put flint and steel, you will see that the leaves will blow up, and then after I think it's like 5 to 15 seconds, the blocks are placed back down in the exact same place they were before. And it does have a sound effect when it's doing it, which is cool. It has like a bubble plopping, so you know that it's working, but you see the blocks visually placed back down anyway. So currently from testing, it only works with creepers and TNT, which are still two good things. Mainly this data pack is what I use creepers for, because it's good if you're running around your Minecraft world having creepers blow up all around you. You then don't have to worry about filling in all the creep holes, because the game does it after a few seconds. Now, one thing to quickly just note, the creepers do still do damage to the player. So you can see that the damage is done to me, and the damage isn't undone when all the blocks are undone. The damage that you take will still be applied to the player as well. One thing that I do want to mention before we jump to the final data pack, the creeper explosions pack that we just covered does have some settings. You can have it so the creeper explosions rebuild is on and off, also charge creepers, TNT, fireballs and wither skulls. And you can also edit the wait time, which is by default 60 ticks. You can also change how many blocks are filled in per every tick as well. And then the final data pack that we are going to cover is for the snapshot 23W51B. And this one just adds some new advancements to the game. One's for Minecraft 1.21. Now, the reason I want to cover these is because they're good to have if you want to play within the snapshots and test the new features. They give you a goal. These just add some to the game that the player could progress towards to give them a goal within the 121 snapshots. For example, you've got copper leaves, which is craft a copper grate. You then do also have down here, craft polished tuff, then also craft a crafter, one for brush and armadillo, and also one for craft wolf armor. You then also have craft chiseled tuff, and then the final few inside of the adventure tab, you've got craft a copper bulb, and then 3 down here, find a trial chamber structure, kill a breeze from a trial spawner, and obtain a trial key. And it seems like that is the advancements it adds. So it just adds some to progress towards. But anyway, that is where I'm going to end this video. If you did enjoy, do leave a like and subscribe. Do let me know what you guys think of this new format for the data pack showcases. And if you have any changes or improvements, do let me know in the comments. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.